right, what's up, everybody? Very fitting that our shit new year is ending on a shit podcast because Rivers' audio shit the bed. I just blew the monetization. Dang it! You're not supposed to swear in the first 30 seconds.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no, Plemke. He's been look. Okay, so you guys might notice that Riverman is sounding like crap. His mic died, right? So he was scrambling like a boomer 30 minutes. I'm watching him just like it just and I'm over here like plug it in and plug it out. Plug it in and plug it out. Restart your
Elite System
PC.
32.
But anyway, it is what it is. So the show must go on. I'm asking everybody in the chat, which, by the way, side note, you guys can all watch these live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Time. Otherwise, an abridged version goes up the following Tuesday. Yeah, and I'm asking everybody in the chat, man, like how it sounds. And everybody, sorry, Oliver, you guys keep just saying you both sound good. That's not what I'm asking.
How shitty do I sound?
I just want to make sure. No, it's a good thing. I want to make sure he sounds shittier than me, not because it's an ego trip, but I just want to make sure that we've pinpointed a problem. That's all I care about. Do I sound noticeably clearer than him? Yeah, there you go. Blanco says Aaron sounds like honey. River is audible. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. But anyway, so the topic here, if you guys are new to this particular Plemke, you both sound like Valkyries of Valhalla. Thank you. We usually talk about what's new, recent acquisitions. Obviously, we're going to have a lot to talk about, it being Christmas. We took a week off, so got a couple weeks of stuff to talk about probably. And then we usually have like a meaty topic. Lately, I've been splitting those up, partitioning them out into 2 episodes that'll go out next week. But we're obviously going to talk about the new year. It's in the title. And just we've put together and curated best of 2022 lists. And in my opinion, this is not a good year overall. So to make it easy on me, I'm like, dude, just make it a list of whatever. It doesn't have to be movies if you want. It can be some movies. I did it with everything. So my list contains games, music, and movies. I've got like maybe 9 or 10 total. And I had a lot of honorable mentions, but I had to be honest with myself. I'm like, how am I doing this? Am I doing the top 10 like for better or worse? Or do these have to be like really earned? Because some stuff, I just think it was a weak year, but I felt like I didn't want to put stuff in my top 10 just because it was a really weak year, even if I just thought it wasn't amazing. It might have been good, but you know what I mean?
Do we even have to do top 10? Can we just do 10 things that we really
It's not even in order.
enjoyed?
It's not
Yeah,
even
okay.
order. Just I'm just saying I got about 9 or 10 things, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I care about. I'm just saying I thought it was a bad year all around. For movies, I thought it was a bad year. I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff that came out and a lot of stuff that people like, but it's not stuff that I can openly say I loved. I can't. So I just picked a few things, and same thing with the gaming worlds. I feel like we had a strong beginning of the year, a pretty strong end of the year, but then there was a lot of lull action in the middle. But I have a few things of note. Same thing with music, man. Tons of big releases came out. It would actually be a more interesting list to talk about the biggest disappointments of 2022, because there was a lot of things that came out that I think were underwhelming that I was hoping would not be. But anyway, just to kind of preface what you guys have coming for you. But I'm hoping you have some stuff to talk about, like things you acquired. First of all, how was your Christmas,
Yeah.
Riverman?
So I have to say, this is my wife and I were talking about this. It was the best Christmas we've had for a long time. It was so much fun, man. We had sick kids early in the week, but it got better. And then we had the Christmas dinner with her family. And then later on that day, my brother and his family came over, and I cooked them a prime rib, mashed potatoes.
Oh, that's what we did.
I went all out. So that was awesome. It tasted great.
Yeah, I made prime rib and a bunch of shit with that. Yeah.
And then the kids got what they wanted for Christmas. I got what I wanted for Christmas, and it was just a fun weekend, man. We had today off, or yesterday off. So I think I might be taking Friday off too. But it's just one of those things. There's not a whole lot going on in the office, so it's kind of a slow week.
Really quick, I feel like I'm interviewing Alex Snowden. Is it from like Russia or something?
Is his name Alex Snowden?
Did I get it wrong? What is his name?
What Snowden is it?
I feel like or Assange. I'm talking to Assange, dude. I feel like I'm talking to Assange from Russia or whatever.
Why? Because it sounds so shitty.
Yeah, because it's like whenever I would see like those old videos of like either like people like Snowden or Assange, dude, they're always like, because they're always in some fucking country that has shit net, and they're always talking to like Pierce Morgan or fucking Joe via satellite, dude. Anyway, yeah, Edward Snowden. What did I say? Alex Snowden. Why did I say that? I don't know.
Edward Alex Snowden. Winter.
Snow Winter.
Snow Winter. Yeah.
Maybe Edgar Winter Group. Dun, 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 whatever. Yeah, I love that Edward Winter Group. No, that's cool, man. So, did you do the traditional gift exchange with your kids and stuff like that?
Gift exchange with the kids, and then we did a new thing this year with my nieces and nephews where the aunts and uncles bought the other families kids gifts. So like I had my nephews, my wife had one of my nieces. We kind of just did that, so they each got one gift. So I had to buy my nephew a gift, and he loved it. So I bought him a little drone to fly around the house. So
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So what's your tradition? Do you guys does somebody host it, or do you guys have Christmas at your house and then you guys go to your brother's house, or in-laws house? Or
I go to my in-laws house around 10 in the morning after the kids open up their stuff. We hang out there until 3 o'clock and then come home and do my Christmas with my brother and his wife, kids. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
So what was the big gift you got for your kids? Like, there's always like a big gift. Like sometimes it's bikes, right? You wake up in the morning and you got bikes that Santa left with bows on them. What did they get this year?
Yeah, the big gift I got was one of my boys. I got him a Nintendo Switch, which he loves. All the Mario Party games. He's obsessed with those. And my other son, I bought him a Power Wheel. So I had to take 2 hours to figure out how the hell to put that together. And thank God for YouTube, because the Power Wheel I bought was off of Amazon, and of course the writing's all in like Chinese, so it's kind of hard to figure out how to put the damn thing together. So luckily, somebody had the same model on YouTube, and I could just do a little walkthrough with them. So they cut my time in half building that thing.
That's cool. So what do you think of the Switch? Because you got the OLED, right? So I don't own an OLED, but so what do you think about it? Did you play with it at all?
Yeah, so I got the quick story behind that. I picked it up when it was, I think, $275, I believe. Over in the UK, I think they were trying to get rid of them or something. I don't know why, but they went on sale hella cheap. And then I just bought the cord, just the USB-C charger cord from the States here, and that works great. It's region free and everything. So, no, I love it, man. We've been having so much fun with it already. I haven't really got a chance to play a whole lot because my kid's been playing it the whole time. So one of these nights, I'm gonna, jank it and take it downstairs and play, Mario All Stars probably. Yeah.
One of these nights, Todd's gonna yank it. You heard it here first. But no, that's cool, man. I love my Switch, dude. If it wasn't for your kids, it would probably just sit at your bed table, because that's where I like to keep mine, just at the bedside.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome, man, because like if you just want to chill out, but you don't really want to leave bed, you just got an hour or so before you want to go to sleep, and you can put something on the TV. That's what I like to do. But I like to put something I could kind of be half in and just listen to, and just play the Switch, man. And you could play a real pick up and go type game, like a lot of that stuff, like you said, Mario Party or Mario Kart or indie stuff. I like that stuff, man. I don't play too many taxing games on the Switch, the big story stuff or whatever. It's just but you got to play. I mean, you're only about like 5 years behind or 6 years behind, but you got to play Zelda.
I got those when they were on sale. I didn't open them or anything, so
that's going to be an undertaking.
I'm hanging on to them until I actually get time, because I don't have time right now.
So. And you're going to have to. I feel like it's just one of those games where you're going to have to give it a few hours. Because first you're going to be like, oh, it's going to be a little cumbersome. Like, what the fuck's going on? Because they don't really tell you anything. You just kind of jump into it. But after a few hours, you really get in the hang of it and you get it, and you can really explore. They really take the reins off and stuff. So, but I'm looking forward to hear what you say about that. What did you get from your brother? What did you get? Is it going to be part of your pickups? Do you have any of that stuff?
No, I didn't get anything for my brother. I bought some stuff for my wife, some massagers, back massager, neck massager, an eye mask to sleep with, stuff like that, lady stuff. And then
Yeah.
I bought myself something too, which I'll talk about in pickups.
Oh, well, let's just talk about the pickups, man, because my Christmas stuff is gonna be in the pickups. I mean, I'll just roll into it to that. Did you see? Wait, you bought yourself a Christmas present? You didn't get anything to talk about?
Yeah, I bought myself a Christmas present. I picked up a new sound bar. So a new
Oh,
Vizio
okay.
sound bar. It's the let's see, the 5.1.2. It's pretty cool. I haven't hooked up the rear speakers, but it comes with the sub, and then it has the Dolby Atmos blasters, so it blasts up and everything. But yeah, it was on sale for it was like 150 off on Black Friday, because it's usually like 500. So I picked that up, and I just been sitting on it, and I just wrapped it, and said it was for myself, and told my wife not to give me anything. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get an actual decent sound system.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna look like a total asshole then, because I got a bunch of shit, man.
Well, I have more than that, but
Okay,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like I hope you have a little more than that, because I'm gonna look like
yeah.
a douchebag.
No, I have more than that. You want to say one of yours or what?
No, you want, dude, just knock yours out, because if I have way more than yours, there's no way it makes sense to even go back and forth. You might as well just knock it out.
Okay, another thing I got was I was on they had the Kino Lorber sale, so I did pick
Yeah,
up
yeah.
Kino Lorber titles. I picked up Misery 4K, which I hear this transfer looks amazing, so I'm looking forward to watching that.
These guys got to up the ante on their special features, though, man.
For $15 though, you can't beat it for 4K. Silence of the Lambs, you got that one.
How much were these? How much is Silence?
15. These are 15.
Okay.
Got Dressed to Kill, 4K,
Okay.
and then Palma. Then I got this Eyes of Laura Mars. I listened to the Tarantino podcast. He was talking about this. It's kind of a mystery thriller, kind of a giallo type movie. It's a Blu-ray. So I'm looking forward to watching this. He was putting it over, so I figured I'd give it a shot for that.
Plemke says both Swamp Thing movies are getting 4Ks. Fucking gross. That's disgusting.
Yeah. I probably won't be getting those. And the other one I got was on sale maybe a week or so ago, and I've been on the big Tarantino kick, and this was a nice price on sale on Amazon. It was the True Romance box set.
Yeah, how much was that?
28.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have even shared the link.
I sent you the link.
Yeah, and it's not on sale anymore, is it?
Probably not.
Probably not. And you had never seen that, right?
No, I haven't.
It's good. It's a good flick. Well, that's cool, man. I'll just go whenever you want me to go. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have a few things that I got for myself, per usual. So kind of rolling into Christmas and just general new acquisitions. First thing, I guess I'm going to go over toys, right? Because I got a little bit of everything over here. But as far as my toys, I got the Storm Collectibles reptile. I already opened it, dude, and he's got the long tongue, dude, and I got to like put it in like the fatality tongue. I'm gonna have him positioned where he's just like.
Can you pull it out?
Well, it's an attachment where it'll be like just a really long tongue out, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome, dude. It's so stupid, but I this is actually my first Storm collectible. I've never actually collected their stuff, but anyway, let me see if I can get a look at them. There you go. Anyway, so we're just gonna knock out the toys because I'm a total degenerate. All right, this is something that I've been looking for. What's up, Mendoza? I actually found this last night because we went out day after Christmas yesterday to do a couple of exchanges for some stuff that and then also she wanted to go to like Bath and Body Works. They'd have like their Boxing Day sale, get like crap like that. Anyway, so whenever the lady wants to go to Ulta and all that garbage, I just walk over to Best Buy. And something I'd been meaning to get, but I couldn't find it in Targets anymore. I got the Misfits Crimson Ghost
that's pretty cool
doll. Yeah, man, they had it at Best Buy. So I'm excited to take that guy out. I have too much stuff, by the way. I don't really know where half the stuff's gonna go. So we'll see how that works out. But
now you gotta tell me what stuff you got from your mom.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Okay.
So far, we're just on like stuff I got for me. Hey, I don't have kids. Okay. All right, so this technically came from my lady Eva, right? Because she got me a gift card, and I bought this as a gift card. But this is my Raphael Frankenstein Universal Monsters. You've seen this, right? It's the NECA.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
This is the only one that really tickles my fancy, to be honest with you. The rest of them are just so. But I love Raphael and I love Frankenstein. Look at him, like yeah. I've seen it. Fucking next, jeez. All right. All right, hold on. What toys? Okay, I'm gonna keep with the toys now. This next one, my mother did get me. All right, this is actually on my Christmas list. I'm very excited about it. Todd's gonna not.
So, do you write out your Christmas list to your mother, or do you just tell her, or what? How does that?
No, I make. Come on, this is like the 21st century. We do Amazon wish list, dude. God, you're old. Okay. God, you're fucking old.
Well, you're a kid, dude. I didn't know. She's like, okay, I want that in writing.
All right, this is my Diamond Select Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Look, it's so homoerotic. I just had to have it, dude. Look at that. Look at that bulge. Isn't that great, Todd? Don't you like it?
I bet Adrian loves that.
But anyway, it's so awesome, dude. It's a great talking piece. This is gonna go in my office behind my work computer, dude. Like on the setup, you know.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious, dude. What other ones do they have of from that company?
So Diamond Select, they make a lot of stuff. They have different lines, right? That's a movie line. I'm really not too sure how much movie stuff they have. They have video game stuff and they have a lot of comic stuff. So like different lines.
Okay.
And I got 3 total Diamond Select stuff, right? So let me.
Are they like limited, or are they?
They just put them out.
Okay.
Yeah, they just put them out. So the next 2 things are both Diamond Select. Here's the other one. This next 2 came from Eva. Lord Raiden.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Can I see the face on that? Can you push it closer?
They're just like little stat.
What does his eyes look like? Or his eyes do they have black pupils, or are they like lightning? Or?
No, this is the white. He's got no pupils.
Oh, just the white. Okay.
Yeah, that's what Raiden always was. Right. Okay. And my last Diamond Select is comic related. I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I got the Mysterio, dude. So fucking cool, man. Yeah, Todd, he's also got a package. But dude, these are great. These are pretty.
Looks like Marty McFly, dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
From Back to the Future.
Yeah, 100%. But this is really cool. I really like Mysterio. I think in the classic Spider-Man Rogues gallery, he's kind of like the joke villain. I don't know how many people really love Mysterio. I've always thought he was great, dude, because he's just all about illusions, right? And it's cool because his dome, if you look closely, there is a head in there with detail. It's pretty cool. But
you call this an illusion?
Yeah, you call this a delusion? All right, so that's it for that. Now the rest of the stuff. Oh, these are just a couple of pickups I've gotten in the last few weeks. We haven't recorded in a couple weeks, so I'm just getting caught up. I don't know if I don't think I had it back then, but I did get Highlander on 4K because they ran this on sale. So that's just sort of a side purchase. It was like $12 and it was brand new. And I did pick up the Silent Night, Deadly Night collection, even though I kind of was shitting on it last time. Dude, I went to Best Buy and it was $12.
Yeah, I did get it for that. I went back and looked on Amazon. I remember somebody called it out last time. I mean, yeah, it's only $12.
I've never seen parts 3 through 5, so for $12, it's worth the plunge.
I hear part 5 is good.
The Toy Maker, yeah. I doubt it's good. I think it's just one of those things where it's gotten a bit of a reputation over the years, but there's no way it's good. Come on, let's be real.
Well, you get Bill Moseley in one of them, right?
Yeah.
The Floating Brain or whatever it is.
That might be 3. And you got Clint Howard, and of course you've got Mickey Rooney. It's a who's who of just direct-to-video bullshit of the era. So I can't wait.
That's fun, dude. That's fun.
Yeah. For Christmas, I got 2 movies from Eva. And this is, she says I'm the hardest person to shop for, which is weird because like the stuff I like is pretty simple, but I guess you could probably never keep up with what I have or don't have. which is fair.
Yeah.
So I do give her an Amazon list. Like, here, just pick stuff from this. This is all stuff I would like to have. And she got me Collateral on 4K.
That's a good movie.
It's probably my favorite Michael Mann movie. I really like it. And not that, like I said, it's a Tom Cruise renaissance going on right now with me, but I do like this. I saw this a few years ago for the first time, and I really dig it. So
you're finally jumping on the gravy train with the Tom Cruise.
You act like I've never seen his movies. The thing is, I've seen a lot of his movies.
Well, I'm glad you're coming around finally.
He's like, oh, you should watch Cocktail next. Fucking, I've seen Cocktail, dude. I've seen all these fucking movies. I've seen all the right moves. I've seen them. He's always been such a disgusting character to me. I just can't relate to him. But I've always liked Last Samurai. I've always liked.
Just a heads up, real quick, since you're on a Tom Cruise kick, I'll give you a tip. I did pick up the Vanilla Sky Blu-ray. That's on sale for $12 on Amazon right now. So
Blu-ray or 4K?
Blu-ray. It's the Paramount Presents one. So they have a big sale on Amazon.
She also cherry-picked a nice one from my list as well. She got me the Return of the Living Dead 4K.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I had the Scream Blu-ray, but this is an upgrade.
You'll have to let me know how that transfer is. If it's even worth it or not.
Oh, those enchiladas. All right. And then my mom got me I think it's the only Megadeth Live Blu-ray I don't have. She got me the Rust in Peace Live. Okay. It's when they had the anniversary of this about a decade ago, and they performed it at a club. So that's pretty cool. Looking forward to watching that. That's it for movies. Oh, I forgot one toy. I had already moved on from toys. Todd was relieved I'd moved on from toys because his eyes roll. I see it. But I got this also with a gift card. This is the Archie Comics Turtles line from NECA, the Slash Archie Comics. It's amazing. I love it. I'm a big child.
Man, you're doing some deep cuts there, Aaron.
Oh, what do you mean, Archie Comics, dude?
Well, the Archie Comic Turtles.
Oh yeah, dude. The NECA's put out a there's an Archie Comics line now. They got the movie line, they've got the comics line, they've got the cartoon line. So, they keep making them, I keep buying them. I'm part of the problem. All right, so let's see.
Saw you coming, Aaron.
They saw. What was that? I love that on Full House. Do you remember that episode? Is it Christmas or the birthday? When it was like the Power Rangers, I don't remember what they're called. It's like a rip off Power Rangers, and they just had to have the set. And Danny Tanner bought a bootleg version because it was all sold out. And I love that little kid dude from Spawn. Oh, he saw you coming.
Yep.
Like 200, he saw you coming. Fucking, I would adopt that little kid, dude. He's funny, dude.
I'm surprised Danny didn't slap that kid in the head, man.
Oh, because it's Danny, dude. I hope if I have a kid, he's half the snarky asshole that little kid is, dude. That'd be great, dude. Not quite junior bad, but like, okay, so I got vinyls, right? I got vinyl records, which, by the way, I'm going to go out of my way to call them vinyls because that's something that the elitists hate. It drives them up the wall when people call them vinyls, because it's not vinyls plural already. You don't add an S to it. But I think it's funny. Like, it's like going to the film buffs group, dude, and talking about the newest, like, trolling them. Like, oh, look at all these great vinyls. Like, just go into these like vinyl collecting groups.
Dreadful.
It's funny. All right, so this one my mom got for me. She found this one on eBay used, but this is my favorite Stones album probably, which is very unpopular, but I love Steel Wheels.
Oh, okay.
I love this record. I think it's really great. It's obviously their 1989, I think, is the year. It's like their late 80s album. They didn't have another album until A Bigger Bang in like 97. Then they haven't had a new album since, or Bridges to Babylon or something like that. But this is kind of like the last album they put out where I think they really meant something as far as putting out albums. No one gives a shit about any Stones album today, but that's a really great one. She also got me Toto 4, right? This is the big Toto album that every one of your moms is going to have in her minivan, right?
Yeah.
Africa, right? Rosanna, all that good stuff. I bought this with a gift card as well. It's the only, dude, first of all, I got a Barnes & Noble gift card. Barnes & Noble is so expensive, I dare not really shop there typically. I was thinking about saving the Barnes & Noble gift card a whole year to wait for their Criterion sale. Like, okay, I'll use it then. But I was actually in there the other day, and I went ahead and used it on the brand new released Iron Maiden Number of the Beast triple vinyl. It also comes with Beast Over Hammersmith, the live album from that tour. And it's a beast. I listened to it last night, pun intended, beast. And, I actually only had to pay about $2 above markup for it, so that wasn't too bad for Barnes and Noble. So use the gift card there. All right. All right. Sorry, my assaulting all you guys, all stuff. My mom got me this is probably my favorite Billy Joel album next to The Stranger, Innocent Man. I love it. This is the one with Uptown Girl, but that's not really even the highlight for me. I love Innocent. I love Innocent Man. I love The Longest Time. I love Tell Her About It, all that stuff. It's great.
All you, my brother.
You're not into the Billy Joel?
No.
No? Why is that the kind of music your mom?
No, I just tried to get into it. I couldn't do it, man. It's just one of those things.
It's more mom rock. It's the kind of stuff that your mom listened to in a minivan, you know?
And I love mom rock, but I just couldn't get into Billy Joel.
You like fucking Richard Marx.
I know, I do. And that's not a problem with me.
Eva got this for me. It's the 2022 remaster that came out about a month ago. Use Your Illusion 1.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this is the one that has a slightly different version of November Rain on it, where there's more orchestra and shit like that. So something different. So that I didn't get 2 though. I felt a little incomplete, so I had to buy that myself. I ordered that. Like, well, I have to have both.
I got 1 and 2.
Yeah, you have 1 and 2 as well. And I don't really think there's much of a difference, because this is like the re-release for this year. But
okay,
yeah, I don't really know if there's much remastering or what the difference is, to be honest with you. Besides that change of November Rain, I don't really know. All right. My mom got this for me. By the way, don't judge me too hard, because I literally didn't get shit for Christmas for years. I didn't even celebrate Christmas for years. And ever since, like, my mom's been in the picture here, dude, I've been getting spoiled the last couple years, just this year and last year. I'm living it up. So let me have this. This is like 20 Christmases put together. It's making up for lost time. She got me the this Megadeth, like Night in Buenos Aires live. Look at that mop, dude. He doesn't have a face. It's like a neck.
Yeah.
It's shoulders with a big mop of hair. It's great, dude. You know, so there's that. Neil Diamond? No, yeah, Plemke. I wouldn't be caught dead. Todd probably likes Neil Diamond. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't. Actually, I don't. That's one.
I can't get into Neil Diamond, man.
Yeah.
I don't like Neil Diamond, and I don't like Air Supply. I can't get into Air Supply either.
Paul Simon. I love Paul Simon.
All right, so the last vinyl I got, I think it's the last vinyl I got. It's this might be my favorite thing I got. Right, this is my favorite. Mm-hmm. This is my creme de la creme. This is my Last Christmas. This is the Moving Pictures Rush box set, dude.
Oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
I love this album, man. And if you've never really listened to Rush, this is probably the one to start with, right? It's their biggest album commercially. It's got Tom Sawyer, it's got YYZ, but the whole thing is fantastic. And Rush has a lot of great albums, right? Obviously 2112, but then their whole commercial era started with that. You had Hemispheres, Permanent Waves, really, really, really great stuff. And the last thing I have to show is just something I bought for myself. Finally got the PS4.
PS4?
5. Sorry. Who's the boomer? Yeah, so with the PS5, I have been on an Amazon waiting list for like 3 months. Because I had my conditions where I had to buy it off Amazon, because I still don't think they're really worth having just yet. But 2023 is going to be the year where it is. So I went ahead, and I had a bunch of Amazon credit and points saved up and shit. Just been saving them and saving them and saving them. And I had about like 400. This thing only cost me about $50-$60 at the end of the day of my own money. So I had to get it through Amazon. I know they've been showing up in Targets and different retailers. And I've been seeing them, but I'm like, I can't buy it because I'm not paying that money. I'm going to wait till Amazon gives me the invite because I'm using this credit. But
so yeah, you got all the Final Fantasies coming out this year. You got Resident Evil 4. You got Dead Space. You got a lot of stuff.
Well, Resident Evil 4 is still going to be cross-platform, so that's technically not reason to own it.
Is.
I will get it on PS5, but yeah, that's still going to be across. To me, we're still going to be in this era of the cross-platform until at least the end of 2023, because we're going to have Spider-Man 2, which I think that'll be just PS5. But it is what it is. Like all I know is I do want one in 2023, so I decided to jump on it while I had the credit, and I actually set it up before this podcast began, and I don't know why they feel like they got to change the interface so badly with each generation, but it's like a learning curve. So just kind of like learning where everything is and how it works. And
it's way better, a lot smoother.
is it really though? I hated the change from 4 to 3. I still think the 3 interface is the simplest. I think it's the simplest. It's just I wish I don't know, but I'm still diving into it. But that is what it is. Yeah, Blocko, Adrian, Plemke, all you guys. How was your guys' Christmas, man? Look at us being selfish. Sam Lombardo, what's up? I didn't say hi to you, man. I apologize. But how was your guys' holiday? Yeah, Blocko, Fly By Night's a great Rush record. 70s Rush and 80s Rush are both fantastic. Plemke got no gifts for Christmas. Sorry, man. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, Aaron.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I felt like it's Christmas so I can gloat. But come on, man. I don't know. Like I said, you guys should have seen my not last Christmas, but every Christmas before that. It was like a barren wasteland. I didn't even celebrate Christmas for about 7 years straight. You know, it was just another day. So I'm kind of living it up, man. You know,
trying to sound like Sinbad's son or something and Jingle All the Way.
Oh yeah, thanks a lot, Dad. Tip it back. Sam Lombardo got COVID for Christmas. Yeah, a lot of people were sick over the holiday. My neighbor was sick, and I don't know. I know a lot of people like that were sick, and luckily we weren't. But I got sick over. We all got sick over Thanksgiving, and that wasn't too fun. But anyway, that's all we got for stuff. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to feel like a jerk. It's Todd only had a couple of things. Like, God dang, I'm gonna look like a fucking asshole. I should have just like held some of this stuff back. But
it's fine.
I spent just as much, trust me. But I'm not going to talk about what I got other people. But anyway, Plemke did get accosted the other day by a family member. He says, I won't talk about that, but it was my gift. Oh, okay. Todd got solicited in a park. That was his gift. No. Blocko saying, great Christmas. My daughter got a few vinyl records too. Yeah, he said vinyls. There you go.
Nice.
Few vinyls. Talking Heads.
Night at the Opera. Heck yeah.
Queen, Night at the Opera. Gorillas and Plastic Beach. Those Queen re-releases sound fantastic. I've got Night at the Opera too. That's really, really good.
Those Led Zeppelin ones sound amazing too.
I know they really do. And I actually I was on a Led Zeppelin kick last week, and I forgot. Okay, I guess technically this is a new pickup too, but I got this a couple weeks ago. This is the game I've been playing, Crisis Core, and it's great because I can it's all mission based, so I just put it on mute and I've been listening to records. And the other day, like last week, I just listened to every Led Zeppelin album front to back, like one all the way through Coda and stuff like that. And I even suffered through Presence. I think Presence is kind of shit, and you know, I don't. Into the Outdoor is only marginally better. I think I'm in the minority.
Heard that one.
I think most people think In the Outdoor is the worst and Presence is better, but Presence kind of, but everything all the way up through like Physical Graffiti is god tier. It really is. You know,
I think Physical Graffiti is overrated too. I mean, it's good. But...
No, I think it's all. I think my favorite records, if I mean, like I said, I think 1 through Physical are awesome. They're all great. So don't make me really choose. But if you said what's my favorite, it's close. It's probably Led Zeppelin 4. I know that's not really hip to say. Led Zeppelin 4 or Physical Graffiti. Those are my 2 favorites.
It's 2 and 4 are the best in my opinion.
2, I mean, like I said, there's no bad one. I like 1. I like 2. I like 3. 3's kind of like a weird dark horse. Because it comes between 2 and 4, which 2 and 4 are really highly regarded, and then you got 3 in the middle there. But I think 3's great. I love like Tangerine. I love Immigrant Song. It kicks off really great. But yeah, I don't know. I love House of the Holy too. Like I said, all the way up until Physical, it's just god tier stuff. And you know, they dropped off their last couple albums, but it happens to the best of them. So anyway. All right. Yeah, Mendoza's not a Christmas person. He says his family. Oh, well, I'm not gonna read that. Sorry, man. I made Christmas dinner, good times. Yeah, man. I was starting to read that and it really sounded depressing. So I didn't want to. I could highlight your comment and put it on the video.
Yeah, sorry about that, Adrian.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The only thing I could say is go out to Central Park and try to find a pigeon lady. Give her some turtle doves.
Yeah, the turtle doves. Yeah, but anyway, so we're just gonna roll right into it. We're gonna talk about just what I feel, what we feel is our just best of list of 2022. Like I said, I don't think it was a good year, man. I don't know how you guys feel out there, but I think 2022 was weak. I'm
I
hoping.
thought it was good, man.
Really, I don't know. There's tons of stuff. Like there wasn't a shortage of things on the list that were coming up of what came out in all different mediums, but like, dude, like none of it was really earth shattering to me. So, well, some of it was, but not much. So, do you want to? We'll just go back and forth, whatever order. Do it however you want to do it. I've got my stuff partitioned into three categories, so I'll probably just kind of knock out them category by category. No necessary order, even though I've got one thing on my list that I can definitively say is my number one thing of 2022. Other than that, no order. So you could start, man. I want you to start.
Okay, I got favorite movies of 2022 slash favorite releases. Which one would you rather have?
But you're going to get to all of them regardless, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Since they are kind of like partitioned into different categories, just tell me all your movies and I'll tell you my movies. Yeah, just do movies.
Okay. So this is one of my favorite releases of 2022. It came out. Nobody was really excited about it because it was released on Blu-ray already. It's Scream Factory. They put out a 4K of it. I think the 4K looks fantastic. It's probably one of the best I've seen. It's the Studio Canal version of The Fog.
I still haven't watched it.
I thought this release was awesome. And I have the Blu-ray still, but this is a really good release. So that's one of my favorites of 2022 so far.
That's cool. Well, how many releases do you have on your list? Because I might just say knock them out.
5.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about doing releases. I should have.
I have 5.
Yeah. Well, so I'll do one, and which that's a good one. I need to watch my copy of that. And I wish I would have thought about that. That would have fleshed me out my list a little better because there's a lot of good releases. I'm gonna do music, and well, I have a couple of honorable mentions. There's a lot of stuff that came out this year, but just even the big releases, like a couple of honorable mentions would be like Meshuggah's Immutable, Revocation, Nether Heaven. Those are great records, but they're not really making my list. But I will say Porcupine Tree's comeback album, Closure Continuation, makes my. I got 3 albums on my list. Porcupine Tree, Closure, Continuation. I didn't prepare as far as I had so much crap around me from Christmas that I didn't get out my actual best of because I have physical copies of all this stuff, but it's out of reach. But if you guys like progressive rock, definitely in your audio files, anything by Steven Wilson, I would suggest. But Porcupine Tree was his band initially before he went solo, and they put out a record for the first time in like 13 years, something like that, and it's really great. Did you ever listen to it by chance?
Yeah, it is good. It is good.
And I'm just kind of going off. I was like, how do I judge these lists? I'm going to go off the albums that I couldn't stop spinning, right? Because there's a lot of releases that came out from bands I love, but I got distracted and I was on to the next thing. And these are the ones that I kept spinning on repeat. So yeah, that's mine. You can go. You could. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. It could be whatever you want.
Okay, I'll do another release.
Yeah, go
favorite
for it.
release of 2022. This one came out, I believe, in February or March. Severin put this out, and I was pretty excited about it. It's the House on the Edge of the Park, the David Hess one.
Oh, yeah.
Really good Blu-ray. Good special features. It was a really good release. I thought it was well worth it, and I just really enjoyed it. So good transfer too. So I thought Severin did a really nice job on this one.
That's cool. Hey, speaking of releases, I think this came out in 2022, so I think I can say it because I didn't think about releases, but I'm going to give a shout out to my list for sure is the Phenomena 4K release because that came out in 2022, right?
Yep, that was on mine too.
It's awesome. It's beautiful. The package is brilliant. It looks fantastic. Everything about it. So off top of my head, if we're talking about transfers and releases, that's mine for 2022.
And the cool thing is with this one, Synapse tag teamed with Arrow, and they had like the Arrow packaging, which Arrow has the best packaging with the books and everything. I mean, this just looks amazing with the posters and the lobby cards. Yeah, so no, I'm with you on that, man. This is an awesome release.
I got to start doing something with all these posters that everybody. Which, by the way, I like that new trend that people are including posters with everything. It's not just movies like that; it's also records. Like, there's a lot of companies that are they're putting out that are putting out full blown posters with reissues of vinyl records and stuff like that. And I don't really have anywhere to put that shit, but like maybe I should deck out my garage one of these days and just hang up a bunch of posters. But yeah, so if I think of any more releases along the way, I'll say something. But yeah, off the top of my head, Phenomena was fantastic. But do you want me to go again since it was on your list too, or what? Or do
Yeah,
you
go
want to
ahead.
just okay? All right, so I will do a. I'll do a movie. Like I said, I think movies were weak, man. Um, Even my honorable mentions, they were good, but like I really liked Bullet Train, but it's not like a 10 out of 10. It was a fun time. And I feel like I'm setting the bar really low because it was so cool to go see a unique script that wasn't part of a franchise or a comic book in a movie theater. So I think I've got starry eyes because of that, but it was good. It was like an 8 out of 10 for me. But I feel like that's just weak. But and and I really enjoyed the Scream movie too that came out. I enjoyed it, but that's just honorable mention stuff. This is nothing that's gonna like be life changing for me. As far as I don't know. God, I on even this movie, which I guess is on my list, it just barely makes it out of the honorable mention list. But The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, I really like that, and that was a surprise and really funny, and I really like that. So I guess that's on my list. Did you see Bones and All? I don't know what that is. No, I'm
No,
not
I
sure what
haven't
that
seen
is.
that
Did
either.
you see that though? The Unbearable Weight?
No, I need to watch it.
It's funny though. But speaking of renaissances, Nicolas Cage is having his moment again too, which is really cool. By the way, is it Kino that's putting out that Face Off 4K?
Yeah,
Who's
yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man, that's a must own. So, all right, you're next.
I will go back to Severin. This one came out as well. I think this one came out with House of the Edge of the Park like a month later or a month before. I really dig this movie. This is the first time I've ever picked this up. Was Don't Go in the House. Very cool movie. Burns his victims. It's kind of a psycho type of ripoff, but came out in the '80s. Really, really good. Kind of dark exploitation slash horror movie. So
How's the actual release? Like special
the release
features,
is
good
really
transfer?
cool. Yeah, really cool 2 disc. I mean, you have the TV cut, you have the regular cut, I think. Um, and I believe you might have a CD in here too. I'm not 100%. No, the CD's in the other one. You got the original cut and the integral cut. So,
In
no,
case
it's
someone
really,
needs a
really cool.
coaster, why would anybody include a CD with anything today?
I enjoy that. I listen to the soundtracks on CD. I still have a
Yeah,
CD
but
player.
most people don't have a disc drive like a CD player. Is what I'm saying. It's kind of
I
funny.
got a 5 disc changer, baby.
Yeah, you're one of like a million. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just nobody has them anymore. So, no, that's cool though. So for me, I'm gonna jump to games. I'm gonna try and flip flop and go back and forth, back and forth. For games, definitely some honorable mentions in there. Um, some disappointments, but number three, definitely has to make it. It's TMNT Shredder's Revenge. I loved it, man. Throwback to
Yeah,
2D style beat 'em up. Had a lot of fun with it. It was a total love letter to those old arcade games, those old 16-bit platform games. It's fantastic. It's really really good. I never got to play it 6-player online with any of these guys, but it's a great time. I'm gonna go back to it, because I played the hell out of it, but I want to get the platinum for that. But it's just fun.
it's yeah. No, I'm with you. It's fantastic. It's great for any age too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
so
I
much fun. You
guess
can play with anybody.
it's good for any age. I guess with that said, I don't have to utilize it, but I'd say the only slight nitpick with it is it's too easy because you could just break the game with your like powering up or whatever, right? And get all your lives back. You're never gonna die. But for kids, it's great. I guess technically you
Yeah,
don't have to use it if you don't want to, but of course you're gonna use it. They put it in front of your face, they're gonna dangle that carrot, But it's a fun experience. It's just a great playthrough. But okay, you go. Did you do any games this year or no?
no games this year.
Okay.
I'm just doing straight movies. My last movie, probably my favorite release of the year. This one came out right around the time of the Phenomena. Another Synapse slash Arrow release was the
Oh,
Tenebrae
Tenebrae.
release. which
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's probably my favorite Argento movie. It's
What
just
is
a great release, man.
and what is that running for? I couldn't justify
I
that
don't
because
remember that. I don't remember what it was. I got it on sale, pre-ordered it on sale.
I literally had just purchased it, the old Blu-ray of it, right before they announced that. I'm like, son of a bitch. But no, I love Tenebrae. I saw Tenebrae for the first time in 2022. I had never seen it, and I loved it. I think it was one of his best, and definitely one of his best endings too.
Oh yeah.
So really, really dug it. I'm gonna flip back over to music. Like I said, I curated my list based on how much I just kept going back to something. Like I know there's a lot of big releases on here. I know Todd might say something like Ghost. I could not get into Ghost and Para. I it's not that it's not good.
It's their best
There's just
album.
it just hasn't grabbed me yet. Maybe it will, but like for example, I can't put it on this list because of that reason. And obviously there was big releases by Slipknot that just suck, and there's been so many releases, but man, talk about a comeback kid, man. Number 2 is Lamb of God Omens. What a pleasant surprise, man. I have not to me that band has been one and done since Resolution. You know what I mean? They've kind of released mediocre half filler records since 2011, right? Their last great album for me was 2019 with 2009 with Wrath. And then ever since then, it's just been like Resolution. Then you had Sturm and Drang, which had like 3.5 good songs. And then, Resolution was bloated. It was just so fucking long. And, maybe half the songs are good, but there's just too long. There's just too much fucking fat in there. And then Sturm and Drang, the first 3.5 tracks are good. Then the rest of it just goes downhill. And then you had the self-titled, which a lot of people thought was a return to form. I don't care for it. There was a couple there, that one's has solid songs on it, but it's got a couple of bad songs and it's just kind of boring. This new one, it just took me right back. To me, this one is right up there with it's right. It might in time it might be better than Wrath, but I might put it above Wrath. I think it's great.
I couldn't do that, but I think it's pretty solid. It's a solid record.
I think it's great. I think it's it's up there because it's like you have Ashes, you have Palaces, and then honestly, I
Sacrament.
grew to love Sacrament, but I don't know, man. Like I think you could really jumble up Wrath, Sacraments, and this album, and it might change depending on the day. But anyway, I just can't. The numbers don't lie. If you were to look at my Spotify, like repeat, like my most listened to shit, I kept going back to it, man. It's just it's such an easy listen, and for the first time in a long time, there's no skips for me. So anyway, got to give credit where it's due. So I'm kind of back on board with them. So. And I'm looking forward to talking about my first record because I don't know if anybody ever really talks about it, but I'll get to it. Your turn.
All right. So next, I'm getting into my favorite movies of 2022.
Okay. How many you got?
6.
Okay.
My first one I don't own. I think it is streaming on Amazon, or was it Amazon? One of the pay sites at Hulu. It's streaming on Hulu, and it's the movie called Fresh, and it's kind of like a I don't know if you ever saw like You or whatever, that series on
Yeah.
Netflix, kind of a chick show, but this one is pretty messed up. It's kind of like that, but it's pretty witty when it comes to like the dialogue and everything. But this one is really cool. I would highly recommend watching it if you haven't. Watch it with Eva because she might enjoy it too. But I thought it was really, really solid movie. So I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I liked it that much.
I'll put it on my list. Yeah, I remember that was kind of a buzz one back then. But I'll have to watch it. Let me see. So I will talk about movies then. And my number 2, dude, like literally I was going through all the movies that came out in 22 that I had seen. And just it really came down to 3 total movies, and X is number 2. And it's not even that X is a 10 out of 10 for me. It's not. I don't know if there is a 10 out of 10 here. But it's one of the ones that made the mark. I didn't see the second movie yet, right? I haven't seen that yet. But X, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I haven't had that much fun in the theater in a long time. Obviously, it was very much a homage to older movies, I don't know how unique it was in that sense, but dude, I was just happy to see a horror movie doing well, right? A horror movie on a budget making a return. Obviously, that continued with Terrifier 2, which I haven't seen. I'm not really in a rush to see it, but dude, I'm all for it. I think this is a great year for horror movies in that sense.
Yeah, and I guess I can just talk about it now. X, that came in at my number 2 as well.
Mhm.
I think this I gave it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was a great movie.
I say it's an
Really
8
enjoyed it.
for me. Yeah.
Very rewatchable in my opinion. Ty West is at the top of his game right now. I can't wait for his new movie to come out. But X is awesome if you haven't seen it. Just I mean, because you buy this Blu-ray for like $8. Like it's been on sale on Amazon. It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, it's really good. But like I said, I'm just in a relatively bad year otherwise. It's been good for horror, man. Even if I don't care to see a movie like Terrifier 2, I'm not saying I won't. It's awesome, man. I think we're long due for another horror renaissance, even if it comes in a form of like Saw again. I don't really care. At this point, I would rather a new type of Saw movie come out that they make 10 sequels to over the next decade. I'll take that over the Marvel and Disney thing we have running amok. That's fine. Like, I don't care if it's another Paranormal Activity type phenom. It's good for horror. I don't care. I just want something else getting a piece of the box office, man, because I would love another Blair Witch to come along, right? That's real low budget, that shakes the game up and gets people excited about the genre. So, despite how I feel about it.
And I haven't seen Terrifier 2 yet. I pre-ordered it. I'm still waiting for that to come in from Best Buy, so I've been holding off to actually watch it, but I am excited to watch it because the first one I thought was solid. I mean,
yeah, I thought it was solid. All right, so my number 2, in video games, going back to gaming, you saw it earlier, dude. I mean, it's kind of a late release. I've been playing came out a couple weeks ago. Been having so much fun with this. This is Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. It's basically the remaster / remake. It's kind of a bit of both of the old PSP game, and it's just been a lot of fun to have a game where I could just let my addictive personality run. I don't really have to think about it too hard. Like I said, it's mission based, and I can put it on mute and just listen to music and podcasts. I love finding games like that because I get really tired of everything being so damn story driven, like where it's like you have to put the cans on and listen to the Dolby Atmos, listen to the soundtrack, and listen to the story. No, fuck that, dude. I mean, it's cool, but that's so taxing. Sometimes I just want to watch a movie and not play one. But I love games where I love excuses to listen to my music and listen to podcasts. I love it, and there's no better excuse than sitting down and playing some kind of game like that. I love it. So that's my number 2 in games.
My number 5 would be really cool movie. I didn't get to see this in theaters, but I did pick it up when I watched it. I think you still need to watch it, and that's The Northman. This is a really cool, fun movie. It looks amazing on 4K, and it's just it's a brutal flick. So, Robert Eggers is one of the best. So,
yeah, no, I'm just backlogged. I'll have to watch it though. I still haven't even seen The Lighthouse, like I said. I still think you should watch The Green Knight though. That's kind of, I don't know why it's reminding me of the same.
I have that. I need to watch that.
But yeah. I'll watch The Northman too. But I think The Green Knight is also kind of a very ethereal type of experience or whatever, but very nice to look at. But that's cool. Yeah, Blanco, I heard a lot of people talking about Smile. I didn't see that. There's another movie I'm expecting to be on Riverman's list too, which didn't make my list. But okay, so my next one. Now I guess we're jumping to my number 1 music. Another kind of weird dark horse, man, because their last album came out at the start of the pandemic, and it was their first album in like fucking 10 years. It was a long time, a huge gap, right? And maybe I think their last album had come out in 2009, and this album came out in 2020, their last one, and it was like a long time coming, and it was really good. It was really good. I'm like, wow, this is one of their better. This is great. And they kind of had a couple of lackluster releases, And then this is a band that notoriously had these giant gaps in between albums, but then the pandemic happened and they used it to make another album. So in 2022, they released another album just like a year and change after the last one. And I might be scared of that initially because it's like, oh, this band usually takes their sweet ass time. And we're getting an album like an hour and a year and a half later. It's probably gonna be a bunch of shitty B-sides. It's way better than the last one, and that's the newest Rammstein album, Zeit. I've listened to that album more than any other album this year, and I keep going back to it. It's so damn good, and I don't know if anybody out there liked Rammstein back in the day, but dude, this album is insane, front to back. And Rammstein, while it's not my favorite, Mutter is always going to be my favorite Rammstein album. I love Sensuit. I love Mutter. Like Rise Rise and all those old albums. But Rammstein, even their best albums, they always had this thing where it's like 10 tracks, and there's always 2 tracks at the very end that are like, why are these on the album? It's always like that. It's like 8 fucking bangers on their best ones, and 2 that are like, eh. This album, front to back, all tracks are really great. It's really, really awesome. And Bryan Adams is also a photographer now. That's what he does. He's a pro photographer for musicians, and he shot the cover. So that's really cool.
Oh, that's
too.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's what he does now. I mean, he still plays shows and stuff, but he's a photographer, man. And he just takes shots of bands and follows them on tour. That's really cool, man. Like, that'd be crazy. It's like, oh, you're the dude at 18 in life taking my photo right now. But Oliver, thanks so much for that, bro. He's got his top 5 horror movies. He said 5 was Pearl, 4 was Black Phone, 3 was Barbarian, 2 was Terrifier 2, and number 1 was X. So
that's a good list.
It is a good list. So for me, I didn't even think about Black Phone. Barbarian, I thought about Barbarian because I saw it recently, but it was good. But like I said, I don't know. I just didn't want to put it on a year-end list because I think it started out stronger than it ended. But it was a solid experience. And Black Phone, I actually really enjoyed, for as hokey as it was. I don't think Riverman liked it, but to me, it just felt like a Stephen King movie. It's just such a zany premise.
I like Barbarian more than I did Black Phone.
I liked them both probably about the same. I don't know, but they were good. But yeah, I think probably X. But Pearl's at the bottom of that, but it made the list, so I'll have to check it out. But what was I just talking about? Oh, Rammstein. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Anybody out there that has any kind of like inkling to listen to industrial fused techno metal with German, listen to it, dude. It's just real great stuff.
Yeah, I never really got into Rammstein, like the newer stuff. Of course, I listened to their original or their old stuff, but
they became more bohemian. Like I think the first album and the one with Du Hast, the second album, those are very techno-y. Like a lot, like their industrial is very like 90s house music. Like that's the techno and shit that was around in the 90s. So very synthy and just like very dancey almost. They kind of evolved. The third album I think is their best one. It's their, but I don't know, when you get into Rise Rise, it's like their keyboard sound and all that stuff became a little bit more grandiose and epic choirs and a little bit more bombastic. And I don't know, this one is just like, this new one's a mood. Like, it's really good. It's not noise. It's good. It's like if you have a really good sound system, put it on, man. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on with it. And I really, really dig it. And they're a great live band too. Blocko might into Nine Inch Nails. 2022, I actually spent a lot of time revisiting Nine Inch Nails catalog because I always loved Pretty Hate Machine, but I can never really get into them past that, to be honest with you. But I spent the last 2 years actually kind of going through the catalog and appreciating more and more of it as I went. But I've always loved Pretty Hate Machine, that debut, and I have that record. I love it. So I guess I'm kind of in the middle then to answer your question. But so what's your next one, Todd?
So would this next one be 4? Yeah. So my next one's my number 4 film of the year. This one's coming from a writer director that, man, he is going to be. I mean, he's done some pretty good stuff. I mean, he hasn't done a whole lot, but he's more up and comer. And you know him from one of the most popular films he directed was Ex Machina. and that's Alex Garland, and that's Men.
Yeah, I
Men,
knew that was gonna be
which
your
is
list.
I just thought this was so different, original. I really enjoyed it. Cinematography was beautiful. And I'm a huge fan of Ex Machina. I think it's a fantastic movie. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. I know he write 28 Days Later and some other movies, but he's coming out with some pretty good shit, man. So hopefully he comes out with more stuff like this in the future.
So I watched Men too, and honestly, it's a movie I still haven't rated. I just can't rate it. I don't know what to rate it because I I don't know if I'm on the same page as Todd. It's got beautiful cinematography. I'll give him that 100%. But oh, sorry, my mom's chiming in. I did forget my Arise vinyl. Fuck. I missed that one. My mom got me Sepultura Arise,
Oh, okay.
which is like a grail of mine. So now I have like the holy trinity of Sepultura records, which is Beneath the
Yeah.
Remains, Arise, and
Roots.
Chaos. Those are the three. Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's one of my favorite albums of all time, and it has probably the greatest breakdown in all of heavy metal of all time, and that's the breakdown bridge section to Dead Embryonic Cells. And side note, I feel like there's bands in the last 20 years that have taken that one breakdown and just made entire careers off of it. You know what I'm talking about, Todd? You were listening to that record, the Dead Embryonic Cells, where it goes da da dun da 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 dun da da dun da da dun da 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 da, and the drums come in just da da dun da 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 dun. It's just the
Oh yeah,
ultimate
yeah, yeah,
breakdown, dude. It's
yeah,
awesome. Then da 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 da, it's so good. Anyway, back to Men. Sorry, Men. I don't know what to think about it, man. I loved Ex Machina, 10 out of 10. I love it. I think it's just an awesome, awesome flick. This one was a little heavy-handed for me. Like just the themes of it. It looked great, like Todd said. It was I don't know. Like I don't know if I loved it. I don't know if I really liked it. I don't know if I liked it at all, but I couldn't stop watching it if that says anything. Like I couldn't I wanted to finish it. Like it had me the whole time, but I
yeah.
don't know if I really liked what I was watching. Um, I thought the story was really ham-fisted. I thought the what they were trying to shove down my throat, he was doing it hardcore. Like I get it. I was kind of over that, but and also I thought it was just a little too pretentious for its own good. Like we have the whole allegories for abuse and all that stuff going on, and then but then he's like, oh, but then he's got biblical references. Then he's got like that old like fucking Latin art and shit. He expects you to be savvy to so many different things.
And that's what's good about it, is because you can't retain it all in one watch, so you have to go back to it.
You're not going to retain any of it in a million watches because like some of that shit in there, to expect somebody to catch all of it is kind of weird. And I think like I had to Google some of it. Like I didn't know anything
And
about this fucking ancient art and shit he was talking about. Like
and,
what?
and that makes a good movie when you have to deep dive and you actually have to look into the movie behind it. I like that.
I
I enjoy
appreciate that you like it, but I thought it
I
was too
I
much.
I enjoy going in and actually, okay, what was this all about? What is this? I like to watch that shit. I mean, it just makes me more interested in the film. I want to go back and actually watch it. So
But bottom line is I felt like by the end, I'm like, I get it. I fucking get it, guys. I get it. I get it. And it was weird. That fucking ending was absurd. Not gonna spoil it, but it was like I couldn't take my eyes off it. Like, what the fuck am I watching? But I don't know what to think. I don't know. I guess it did a good thing because it made me think a lot and it left me speechless. Like I legit couldn't tell you if I hated it, if I liked it somewhat, if I can't tell you. I have no idea. I can tell you I didn't love it. I can tell you I didn't really like it. And it's got things about it I enjoyed, but I don't know. I'm speechless with it. Fucking speechless. I don't know. I would hate to have to do like a deep dive, like really breaking down and reviewing that movie because it's like I'm not your guy.
well, it's one you can't really do a commentary on, but it is something you need to watch at least once.
Yeah, I'd say start with Ex Machina. It's a better movie, I think so, and from my opinion.
And no, and I agree with you. I think Ex Machina is a better movie, but I mean, I mean, if he's coming out with those two movies, I'm excited what he's gonna be doing here in the future.
To me, they don't feel like they're anything like each other either. Like
No, but
if you didn't tell me that was Alex Garland, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have known. I would have
very
guessed it.
stylistic and original. I think it's really cool, but that's just me.
And that wasn't, and that just seems like,
excellent.
does it not seem like
it is pretentious? I don't care though. I mean,
but doesn't it feel like
films.
What was it, an A24 movie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Zach was like chewing me out over this or whatever, making fun of me because I get it. A24 has a bunch of different people, different directors, different creators. But with that said, I think they have a style. And he's like, it's a bunch of people. No, it's a style. Like clearly, if you go to any of these studios, as far as solicitations, they're all looking for certain types of projects. And now I get it. You have Ari Aster, you have Garland, you have Northman, Eggers, all these guys that have worked with A24, and they're all different. But now, and I'm not complaining because A24 has been good for horror and these types of movies. I'm not complaining at it. So they have a lot of great movies too. But now you have a lot of these filmmakers trying to make A24 movies, right? And that's not a bad thing. Like I said, because I don't want to be caught complaining just to complain, because at the end of the day, what am I complaining about? Oh, people are making more atmospheric horror on lesser budgets. That's good.
Well, but you got to think, what can they do nowadays that hasn't been done?
No,
and a lot of these directors are pulling it off now. That's the whole thing. That's why A24 is so great.
I'm not trying to complain because, like I said, it's a lot of the A24 style is atmospheric. It's not necessarily big name actors. You could do it on small budgets, and they're making good, memorable flicks. So I'm not trying to complain about it, and I'd rather have too much of this than pretty much anything else. So
than Blumhouse. Ugh.
Yeah, than Blumhouse. But hey, Blumhouse is good for horror too, whether or not you like it or not, or it's hokey. It's still good for horror. I mean, we need more of it. But yeah, anyway, I like A24, but what I'm trying to say is we have so many people trying to make A24 movies that you really got to wade through the stink. I kind of raise my eyebrow a little bit when I see a movie like that, like, oh God, it's an A24 movie, or it doesn't even have, these are movies that are coming out not on A24, but they're A24 movies, if you know what I mean. So
yeah,
Hereditary is fucking amazing. There's a lot of great movies, so I'm not taking away from the good ones. I'm just saying, I feel like it's becoming so popular that I feel like you just have to really wade through shit now. And I don't know.
Yeah, but it's better than the alternative. It's better than having nothing. So
no, like I said, it's good.
I'd rather wait through the shit and find something.
It's good. It's good for the genre. I'd rather have this
watching
than
straight Blumhouse where they're all shit.
I'd rather have this than Blumhouse, and I'd rather have Blumhouse than us go back to the remake fucking epidemic we had, where it was just nothing but House of Wax and Hills Have Eyes. It was remaking everything. So I would say at least Blumhouse is original movies for the most part. I'd rather have that, even though they're like the Halloweens and they're remaking Exorcist, they're starting to go that way. But I think it's all fine. None of it's bad. I'm just saying I roll my eyes a little bit. Not roll my eyes when I see like an A24 movie, but I do this. I do the impress me, bro. Like, okay, impress me, because I'm sorry, a lot of them aren't very good because there's so many of them now. And to me, the movie that I think started this whole A24 style before A24 really put their stamp on, the two were Babadook and It Follows.
Yeah.
I feel like those were the big indie renaissance movies, and I'm not shitting on them because they did a good thing for the genre. I think they started it, but I actually really don't like Babadook or It Follows, but
I like It Follows. But yeah, I understand. I understand why people don't like it. Yeah,
but still, we're kind of like witnessing this decade of those types of movies, and like I said, it's the elevated horror, right? Like they make fun of in Scream, but I'll take elevated horror over remake, Miramax, teeny bop horror. Like I said, it's not a bad place to sit, but when anything gets popular, dude, fucking Halloween invented the slasher, and then Friday the 13th took it to a new height. just because those are great franchises doesn't mean that in the wake of that we had shit tons of bad slashers. It's just the nature of it. You just have to wade through the shit.
And the A24 is I mean, their market's a different audience than a Blumhouse would be a different audience too. So each of these studios has their own audience, which I like.
Yeah, a Blumhouse is very casual, which is needed.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
they
The
probably a
Purge.
younger crowd. Yeah,
Go see
yeah.
The Purge. It's
Mhm.
let's go see this. Let's go see a new Purge movie on Friday night. It's a casual audience, and
But you
then
need that to round out the genre in itself.
yeah, I know.
So
Like I said, I'm not shitting on it. I think it all has a place. A24 has grabbed the quote unquote pretentious film buffs group. That's who that
yeah,
is, right,
yeah,
dude? It's almost become a meme. Like if you are in those circles, or if you go in like message boards, or you go on film databases, and anything to do with like the film groups and anybody looking to make a film or get into the industry, it's become a meme now. Well, I really like what A24 has been doing. It's a meme, and I get it, but they've earned it. They're a meme because they've put out some really good stuff. I'm
yeah,
just saying they've now become the Halloween and Friday the 13th that has inspired a shit show of wannabes. So you really have to wade through the shit now, is all I'm saying. But we're gonna look back in 20 years, and we're gonna look back at this decade and be like, oh, this was just like we do with 80s and slashers. Oh, the 80s was the fucking slashers. We're gonna look back and like, oh, this was like the A24 movies. It's gonna represent a decade, and that's cool.
yeah. It's like
There's gonna be the good
Metallica.
stuff, and there's gonna be the shit that was trying to ride the coattails. It's just like
Yeah,
anything else.
it's like
So,
Metallica, the '80s and '90s. I mean,
well,
some people ride off their coattails, and then they come out with a lot of shit. I mean, and that's
no,
what A24 does.
no,
They come
because
out with
no, you're attacking a band, and what I'm saying is it's a style.
yeah, it
I'm
is.
saying everybody is jumping on the dick of a style now. That's all I'm saying, Todd. You're gonna fucking piss me off if
I'm
you're
just
trying to
kidding.
look. I'm not saying anything bad. Look, nothing's ever gonna take away the fact that Hereditary is awesome. The
No, I
only
know.
thing that maybe can rub me the wrong way is we have 30 Hereditary wannabes in its wake. That's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying, right?
No, I know.
And it's just as bad as Marvel, to be honest with you, to a degree. Not the movies, not the quality, but Marvel hires directors for hire to make movies to fit into their mold and to play within their parameters, right? A24, I feel like they're doing the same thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, we want that A24 branding. Give us the A24. They just got to be, they're a business. So
Yeah,
you're putting a business over the filmmakers. And I'm not worshiping at the altar of A24, because I think they're a business and they'll corrupt themselves if they really wanted to become Marvel. But that's not taken away from Ari Aster, who's awesome. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
And I'm not a
well,
A24 fanboy. I mean, they have like 30% of their films I like of
yeah, and
A24.
that's a good batting average. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not gonna worship the House of Mouse or A24, but A20, like Ari Aster, it's like Ari Aster, he's kind of one of the godfathers of this right now. This
yeah,
whole like,
absolutely.
so that's all I'm
But you
saying
need
is
those
like,
guys. Yeah, I mean,
but I'm just saying there's gonna be a lot of people on those coattails like trying to be Ari Aster, and
but
it don't happen.
yeah,
But
but I mean, they could actually come up with some good shit too, which I'm looking forward to. So hopefully
anyway,
they do try to copy him a little bit.
just do it
Who's
successfully.
next? Yeah.
I don't know. We went off on a fucking tangent about A24. You know,
Men was the last one.
okay, so let me see what mine one was. So I told you my top album. I guess we're on my top movie. How could it not be Top Gun Maverick? I mean, not only is it it wowed me from a theatrical experience, and because it was a blockbuster like we haven't seen in a couple decades. It reminded me of the 90s. It reminded me of those big tentpole flicks like Jurassic Park, T2 of the 90s, where you have just a big popcorn movie that really utilized and earned its budget. And it wasn't just some Disney shit. It wasn't, thank God it wasn't Disney. Dude, I'm just so happy it wasn't a Disney property. God, I mean, it's weird. I'm rooting for another big conglomerate like Paramount, right? Has put it out.
Yeah.
I, but it's all a win. I'm just happy it's not the greater evil Disney. And look at me. I'm rooting for Paramount and Tom Cruise and Top Gun. It's weird, right? Like, I think Hollywood should be flushed and we should start over from scratch and just rebuild with independent and real films. You can't go off any established franchises, Disney properties. That would be amazing. But I will take this because it was awesome, and I'm just so happy that I think it was the highest grossing movie of the year. And the fact the fact that maybe it wasn't Disney, thank God, dude. Someone take those fuckers down a peg. Oh God.
So you kind of stole my thunder with my number one. So
sorry.
this one is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. And you want to know something?
Me too.
You want to know something, Aaron? Where you were right. This is a better movie than the first Top Gun. As much as I love the first Top Gun, and I would have never thought ever that I would say that, but I freaking love this movie.
One is a music video. The other one is a movie. Is a movie with a story.
Well, they have they have the one-liners in the first one that I love. I love the 80s. You know, I love everything about that.
It's a time capsule.
But this one, I don't know, something about this. This is so rewatchable. I think I've watched this like 3 or 4 times, and I want to watch it again. That's why I got the sound bars and stuff, so I can blast this and hear it, man. I hear those jet engines, man. There's something about this movie that's
they did the impossible, man. They made a sequel to his most signature film, a sequel 36 years later. And when somebody presents that idea, you're thinking, well, I just want it to be as good as it can be. And you think, okay, I kind of know what to expect. It's gonna be sequelitis. It's gonna be a lot of fucking weird throwbacks that are gonna be like the member berries. But let's just enjoy it. No, like they made a movie that stood on its own, but also perfectly balanced it being a sequel. Like it was 36 years later, and it felt like the original aesthetically. It felt like I was in that world again.
Perfect cast, perfect writing. And the thing about this movie is it appeals to 80-year-old grandmas and it appeals to your 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I mean, what movie can you actually say that about? I mean, a lot, especially nowadays. I mean, maybe Jurassic Park and stuff like that, but it never happens anymore. So
it's a perfect blockbuster. And this is one of those movies that should remind people that blockbuster is not an ugly term. I think Disney has made it an ugly term in the last 10 years between the monopoly they have going on, but like Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar. But dude, it's because they just like waste money and they just they shovel out shit like it's an assembly line, and it just looks worse and worse, and everything's behind a green screen. To go back to a real blockbuster, like these are the movies that we liked when we were kids. It's like I don't want to be pretentious and act like, oh God, I only watch indie stuff. No, the reason why all of us like movies today is because we weren't watching Straw Dogs when you were 5. You weren't watching Shame when you were 5. No, we grew up watching T2, Jurassic Park, E.T. It was those big gateway drugs, and those movies are great. They're and just they lost the plot along the way. And this movie's like, wow, we have a big budget movie with a real one of the last movie stars, right? Because what Tarantino said was right. It's like these Marvel movies, they don't make stars. People are going to see the Marvel comic character. They're the marquee. It's Thor. It's not Chris Hemsworth. No one gives a shit about Chris Hemsworth or any of these guys. But Tom Cruise is one of the last quote unquote movie stars where you go to see a movie because Tom Cruise is in it, right? You know what? People go see Thor, but how many people go and see Black Hat starring Chris Hemsworth? Nobody. His movies tank outside of Thor. It's just the facts. And we got practical effects again. It's awesome. I mean, like, if there was any CGI in this movie, maybe with some of the bullet firing, I don't know.
Yeah, well, just a little bit. Yeah, not much.
You can't tell. It's just fantastic. So this Top Gun home. Mendoza's asking if this Top Gun is homoerotic. They do have a throwback to the volleyball scene with the football a little bit,
Not as much Mendoza, but I mean, there are some pretty hot guys in there. Let's just say that. Tom Cruise. I mean, come on. But no, I hope this is up for film of the year. So I don't think it'll win because Hollywood's a joke. But this, I mean, and the song of the year with Lady Gaga song is fantastic. So
one thing I'm scared of, I hope they Now they're talking. I know they were talking about a 3 instantly. Like, don't do it.
I hope they don't do it. I hope they
Don't.
cut it off. Cut it off.
Like, the
Don't do it.
story's done. Don't.
Yeah.
You're not going to strike lightning again, right?
No.
The idea that you're sequelizing a franchise 36 years later and you're going to start pumping out sequels every other year, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't
because
do it.
all that does is you're taking your W over Disney and the current game that everybody plays, and you're just feeding into it. Now you're saying, "Oh, we got our franchise. Let's milk it dry." No, take it as a win and allow it to make more blockbusters like this, like with Tom Cruise or whoever. Just, movies like this are walking. So hopefully we get more movies like Bullet Train and shit like that can run because of it, because more people will take the chance and not put these fucking movies on. Because I could have easily seen a movie like Bullet Train on Netflix. A Netflix movie, 100%, dude. So let's not.
Well, it's like Godfather and Godfather 2. You don't make Godfather 3 of that. I mean, it's like Top Gun 3. You just don't do it, man.
I don't. I loved Goose's son in this. I don't want to see a movie all about him. I don't want to see a movie all about. I don't want him taking the mantle. No. It's done. It was such a good bookend, and it ended the story, in my opinion.
Yep.
Don't Rocky it. Don't end it 5 more times, please. All right. So so you said that too. That was your number 1.
I got one more.
You do? Go ahead and do it, because I have one more. Go ahead and do yours.
So this one's coming in at number 3. So my first was Top Gun Maverick. My second one was X. My third, this is my third. My fourth was Men. Fifth was Northman, and then 6th was Fresh. So this one comes in at number 3. This one goes back to back. Very stylistic. There's something about this that I really dig. And man, something about Ty West this year. He has been on fire, and that's Pearl. I think this is a great movie. It's totally different than X, but back to back.
I think better than X? So it's better?
I put it in the same category as X. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it that much.
If it's already notched, it's got to be streaming somewhere, right?
I have no idea.
I bet you it is. I have to watch it. I just been waiting for it to come to a streamer and I hate it because I would have liked to have supported it, because we're actually getting movies in theaters and horror movies, but I didn't make it out to that one.
I will give you the code. How about that?
Oh, I'll watch it tonight, because I've been really wanting to watch it. Yeah, so I'll watch that shit tonight for sure. And when's the next one coming out?
I don't know, but I don't know. This is completely different. It's not like X. It's not like a actual like horror movie, but it's.
Oh, I love the Technicolor aspect to it.
The Technicolor is awesome, dude. Yeah, it's really cool. So
I'm really looking forward to seeing. No, that's cool, man. I look forward to that. I'll watch that tonight. So my number one out of everything, and why is it? We're talking about different mediums. We're talking about games. I'm talking about movies, music, everything. I don't care what it is. To me, I'd be remiss if I didn't give this number 1, and I'm giving this number 1 because based off how much enjoyment it gave me, how many hours, of enjoyment it gave me, how much impact it had. It doesn't matter. I could say this about any medium, but dude, number 1, Elden Ring. God, it's a video game. Elden Ring. It's kind of the game of the year, right? That everybody was talking about. And I know God of War just came out and shit like that. I didn't like that last God of War, so I got it with my PS4. It came with my PS4, the new one.
PS4, you mean PS5?
PS5, sorry. But I'm saying, I'm not in a rush to play that new one, because it's like I did not like that last one, so I love the original.
I've never been in the God of War. That's not.
But dude, Elden Ring, I dumped so many hours into that. I literally had no life. It was pretty bad. But dude, to be 36 years old this year, 37 next year, and to play a game like Elden Ring that made me feel like a kid again, playing Ocarina of Time for the first time, is not an easy feat. And this game is hands down, it's easily in my top 10 of all time, and it's going toe to toe with the retro classics. Like it's just yeah, I mean, I'm always wanting a game like that to just take me back to when I was a kid, because it never happens. And I think the last time a game kind of did that for me, where it brought me back to games like when I was a kid, was Resident Evil 4. And that was years ago. And I remember
Yep.
I was I wasn't a kid anymore. I was like in my early 20s. And Resident
Yep.
Evil 4, no, I wasn't even early 20s. I think Resident Evil 4 came out in 2004. But even
Yeah,
then, I was like,
2004.
I
Yeah.
was jaded. I was like, man, it's like, games aren't like when I was a little kid. But when I played Resident Evil 4, dude, I'm like, oh, this is the first time I've really
Yeah.
just been wowed by a game in years. And here we are, almost 18 years later, and it happened again. And just, I can't say enough about it. Like, I just always want to go back to it. I can't wait to finish the game I'm playing now so I can go back to Elden Ring now on PS5. I can't fucking wait. It's so great. I don't know if it's Todd's type of game, but
No, it's not.
I don't know if you're an open world guy. And
I I am, but Elden Ring, I hear you have to put a ton of hours into it. I can't
it's
devote
just
that.
it's so much fun, dude. I love getting lost in it. And George R. R. Martin got the writing credit for the game. Uh, the story is, it doesn't really, there's not a lot of on the nose story to it because they just throw you into this world. And now it's like everybody does open world games. They're all over the place. And just, it's everybody's sort of copied the Ubisoft model, which is annoying, where you have a really just god awful map and you have a million markers all over your map of like quests and where you're supposed to go. And they're telling you where to go. And it's just, it's annoying. And it's just kind of holding your hand. Dude, this is like Zelda in a degree. Well, Zelda's like this too. It doesn't tell you anything. It just cold drops you into the world, and you don't know what's going on. You don't know anything about a fucking story. Is there a story? But instead, you learn about the lore of Elden Ring, just traversing the world and talking to the NPCs. And so you could, if you really wanted to, you could really get minimal story out of this if you really want to just tune out and play a game. But if you really wanted to uncover a massive world and story, you could dig through and put it all together. So it's really impressive like that. And I like how they don't shove it down my throat. It's really cool. It makes you feel like I'm in a real life world where I don't know what's going on. And if I want to know something about a place I'm going to go talk to somebody and ask them questions. It's really crazy. And just, it's massive. It's the biggest open world I've ever played. It's
Yeah.
fucking huge, man. So I love it. Number one, hands
Maybe
down.
maybe
They're coming.
someday I'll give it a shot. I don't
It,
have the time right now.
yeah, but it's really, really good for sure. But yeah, and I love the Souls games though, so I was just primed for it. Um, but this one was just so wonderfully balanced. It is really hard, but I'm used to the Souls games, so for me, it was perfectly balanced and a step down in the difficulty. But like I said, if you've never played a Souls game, it's gonna be a little frustrating for you, but
Yeah.
super, super rewarding, man. I can't say enough about it. And Mendoza, what a perfect. I'm gonna highlight your comment. It's worthy, right? I like it when they shove it down my throat, as only Adrian could say. I so, but that's all we got. That wraps up our list, man. I got to say, I'm more optimistic about 2023 because there's more stuff coming out on the horizon that I'm stoked for. In the world of gaming, the Resident Evil 4 remake, oh, dude, it looks so good. And the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes were so great.
They were
There's no way.
awesome. Yeah.
The Resident Evil 4 remake is gonna be awesome. So and that comes out here
Yeah.
in just like a month or two. Can't wait. Few of us. And then new Metallica album, of course. That's like Christmas to me. Can't wait. Got a new Metallica tour. I'm excited. It's just excitement. And then I love, and as far as movies, God, what's coming out this year?
Evil
Movie
Dead
wise.
Rises.
Yeah, there's a lot of curiosities coming out. I would love
Yeah.
to be pleasantly surprised by Evil Dead Rise, right? I
Yeah.
would love to be just like, of course I always, just because a new Metallica album's coming out doesn't mean it's going to be great or anything. But of course, the curiosity factor is there. You want stuff to be amazing and really take you by surprise. And gaming too, man. I can't wait for Spider-Man 2. I can't wait for, even though I was not in love with the Final Fantasy 7 remake that everybody was jerking off, I'm looking forward to part 2 on PS5. I'm like, because I'm looking forward to playing it as a collective because they're taking the original game. I know you didn't play these games. They're taking the original game, which is great, and they're like breaking it up into thirds. And so like they put out that first game, it was years and years and years in the making, and it literally stopped 1/3 into the original game. So it kind of felt like I got a piece of a game. It didn't feel like, what is this? Like
Yeah.
I felt shitty from it. So if by the time 2 comes out or they keep going down the road and I have like a whole, concise picture, maybe I'll appreciate it better. But anyway, I think 2023 is going to be a really good year. That's just my gut feeling. So
I am gonna pick up that Dead Space on PS5 because I never got to play that when it came out.
And that's
So
a oh, is that I think that's a PS5 exclusive, right? I don't think that's
yeah,
going cross. Yeah, thank
yeah.
goodness, man. So
So
no,
in January, end of January, I think.
I'll be all about that too. And that's why I got one now, right?
Yeah.
Because 2023 is going to be the year where I think it's finally going to be worth it. So anyway, oh, and by the way, I got a I don't have it here, but I got a nice headset during the holiday sale. So got my PS5, got my headset. I'm going to do more Twitch streaming and stuff like that. I want to do some more parties. I want to like play some shit with you and Mac or whoever, just have some
Well, you
fun.
never talked to me on there.
I don't, but we can now. Well, we don't play the same games, but
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm always on there. I have a group of friends that I talk to on there.
yeah, dude, invite me. I'll do it. Well, I never had a dude. I was literally using the shitty lapel that came with the PS4 mic. Is ass, dude.
It's terrible. No, you
yeah,
got to get a decent headset.
but now I do. I've got a nice one, dude. I got a nice one, so it's like I'm all set, dude. I'm a fucking tween. I'm a Gen Zer now officially. So
Yeah.
we should organize something and just do it in private, but also do something with Twitch sometime. That'd be fun. Just jump on a game and bullshit. I'm down. We don't have to show our ugly faces. We can just shoot the shit with you guys, play something. Great. But is there anything else you want to end on?
Well, not really. Oh, Josh James is in the show. Oh, he's got a ticket to the Metallica concert.
I know he was telling me about it. Yeah, he's like he's smart man. Like I said, it's kind of a baffling idea, like I said, for the average concert goer. I don't know why you would do what they're doing. But if it works for you and you can go to both shows and utilize both tickets, it's awesome. You're in heaven like me. But
so he must have one on the East Coast then, where he's
probably at. Jersey.
Okay.
I think he's got a show in Jersey or whatever. So I can't wait.
That's
He's
cool.
gonna see the Pantera tribute, which by the way, dude, I'm so sold on those. They sound fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Their stage show is great. Phil sounds amazing. I'm really glad he's stepping up to the plate. And I think the trick, he's not moving very much, which is great. He's staying, but dude, he's sound, if that's what it takes for him to sound amazing.
I'm hoping he comes around here, man, because I do need to get to see Phil again.
And I'm sold. I mean, like Zach Wild is pulling it off. The first show was not perfect on his end. It sounded great, but like as they got by show 3, though, he
takes
had
time, yeah.
He had it nailed, like all the nuances, because the guitar player is gonna be the hardest to emulate.
Yeah.
It really is. It's like almost a voice. And Charlie Benanti, dude, on the drums, he had it from day one. It's awesome. I can't wait to see it. So, all right, guys. Well, we all hope you had an amazing Christmas. And we also want to congratulate Mac. He had a kid, by the way.
Yeah,
a beautiful baby girl. So, congrats to him. He might have said something if you guys watched their recent. I think they did a tier list of AFI, so maybe it came up, but hopefully everybody.
One thing real quick, I want to, for people in the chat, well, not now, but leave a something in the Facebook or the YouTube messaging. Tell us your top 5 movies or music, or because I want to know other people's, because I know I'm missing shit. There's tons of stuff I haven't listened to or heard or played or whatever. So just throw that down.
Yeah, because we need recommendations this day and age, dude. We have too much stuff coming at us. It's hard to really just sit down and wade through it. So if anybody has recommendations, put them in the comments of these videos and or in the Discord if you guys are on there. We have a free Discord for everybody. But to end it, thank you all. Hope you guys all had a great Christmas, and hopefully it's a happy New Year New Year. And we'll keep doing what we do into the new year. Please subscribe to the channel. Please follow us on Twitch now. We are now affiliates, Todd.
Yeah,
that's great. So I don't really know what that means yet for us because we are boomers. But I know that I think I can open up. I think we can like thank people better and interact like with the chat and stuff more now. And there's like more emojis. I don't really know. I think we can set up. I know people can subscribe to us now. But I think there's stuff I could set up like subscribe buttons and the shit that goes on. Like, yeah, I don't know. I got to figure it out, man. But I'm just happy that we're getting a little support over there. So keep that coming. And as always, if you guys want to support us any further, we do have a Patreon. We have Teespring if you guys want to buy any merchandise. And that's all we got. We'll catch you guys really, really soon.